Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. Welcome to the second part of this market color. How are we doing? Hope we are good. Hope we are fine. All right. So very quickly, we'll be looking at the market once again. We'll be looking at the US market, yes, 30, NAS 100, and also finally S&P 500. Looking at what those markets are doing and how we can take advantage of the move in the market. So far, so good. A lot has been happening. President Trump has been really moving and tanking the market, right? It is normal style. You know what he does? Announces tariff, starts with a rumor, then followed by an actual announcement, and then the market reacts, tumbles, and then they come to a compromise, after which, the market recovers and creates new highs. That's how he has been doing it before now. Will this time be an exception? Obviously, no. All right, so let's look at what the market is doing. All right. Okay. So on US 30, see what we have on US 30. We have this analysis made already. Like we mentioned this morning, we're just expecting price to come into this and then continue it in its original direction, meaning price digs into this and then it continues in the original direction it has intended to move before, right? And then the second one is US 100. Nothing much about this. We're expecting price to dig into these levels, right? For it to now reverse, right? Reverse to the upside. On S&P 500, price almost picked us, but it didn't do that, right? We didn't see that happen. So this is what we are looking for, what we're expecting. Personally, this is what I'm expecting from the market. And if this happens today, which it should, right, typically dig into this and then continue it in the upwards movement today, then we are good to go. That would be beautiful, and we can, take real good opportunity, take advantage of the opportunity involved. All right, that's pretty much what we have going on. Not to waste much of our time, we're expecting buy across board for US 100, S&P 500, and US 30. That's the Dow Jones. All right, and like you mentioned earlier this morning, there are no news, fundamental news today that can drive the market. Nothing really serious. What we had this morning was pound news, £2 news earlier this morning. With that, nothing really interesting again to say on Thursday and on Friday. On Friday, we have a lot of news, both across board, pound, yen, euro, and the rest. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. In a few minutes from now, my colleague will be coming for the second part of our session where look at also analysis that was made and also decision, the outcome of those analysis. All right, thank you for joining. Wish you profitable trading. Cheers, and God bless, guys.
Okay, welcome back and thank you for joining. We are just going to quickly look at commodity currencies. We've not really seen a lot of volume today, so this is going to be, quite fast. Now, I'm looking at NZUSD. This morning during that detailed breakdown session that we did, we marked out certain level points where we're expecting price to trade into, so we could continue to, trade from that level. Price has not really done that. I'm going to start off with a look at AUD/USD first. We stated wanting to see AUD/USD temporarily sell into these levels, and then once we see confirmations, we're going to start buying from there. However, price has started retracing, yes, but it hasn't fully traded into what could be or what would be our ideal point of interest. Once the price does that, we are still pretty much waiting, yeah? If you happen to miss this morning's detailed session where we discussed why we chose these areas and how we're waiting for these areas to, come into play, then by all means, please go watch the previous video on our YouTube. For now, it's just a quick recap to see if price has traded into the levels we're watching out for. So price has not, however, we're seeing signs that price is starting to retrace. Once price retraces into these levels, we're going to look for confirmations to start to buy. Overall bias on AUD/USD is a buy for me. So this is a temporal sell to buy, provided our confirmation patterns are met around these points of interest. Moving on to USD CAD as well, we said we're looking at temporal buy to sell. Price is currently buying, it hasn't fully traded into our point of interest. So again, what are we waiting for? We are waiting for confirmations to start to sell USD CAD, POI1, POI2, and then these other levels on the 5-minute time frame. Looking at NZUSD, I stated being interested in taking a sell opportunity of NZUSD provided it gives a confirmation. Looking at M1 now, let's go back to M1 so you can see price has now broken through and retested, giving me a confirmation for that sell to happen. And I'm looking to take a very quick sell of NZUSD from where price currently is into my POIs on the 5-minute time frame. So POI 1, 2, 3, which happens to have two confluences around 0.57689, third other POI, and then this other level here. So I'm looking at a temporal sell opportunity of NZUSD that I'm going to be actively involved in. Right now is an entry for me to take that sell reversal. I'm looking to sell in line with what H4 is showing me, and when price eventually sells, we'll now be looking for buy opportunities. If we're following the 1 hour time frame, our buy opportunities will come into view from 0.57689 and 0.57600. And if we're following the 5-minute time frame, these are the points of interest that we just looked at. Okay, so these are pretty much what we're still waiting out for. Not much has changed. I'm still waiting. Yeah, so if you happen to have any question, let me know in the chat box so I respond to them. If there are no questions, I understand. Also, let me know by leaving a message in the chat box and I will attend to that. If this was helpful as well, please let me know. Again, quick recap, looking at sell opportunities of NZUSD to start to buy from these POIs. I'm taking the reversal trade of NZUSD. I'm looking at buy opportunities on AU, so I'm not doing anything on AU until price trades into these levels and gives me confirmations. Same thing for USD CAD. I'm not doing anything right now until price trades into these levels and gives me confirmation for me to start to sell. The only one I'm taking a reversal trade on is NZUSD to sell from where it currently is to the next likely area where to trade into before we start looking for buy opportunities. Amazing. All right, I see your comments. Thank you so much for joining. Do well to join us tomorrow morning by 8:30 a.m. on the dot, where we look at other currencies as well. With that being said, do have an amazing trading day. Stay profitable. Cheers and God bless.